Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin with Elliott Wave Theory. Couple of advertisements here at the start. I finally completed the Elliott Wave and RSI Advanced course, so if you want to master the RSI and want to learn how it can be utilized properly with Elliott Wave Theory, check out the course on Udemy. I've also founded Countertrend Capital with these guys over here, so if you are looking for signal service and more education, check us out here on countertrendcapital.com. And lastly, if you want to educate yourself and support me, you can take a look at Patreon, where you can find Elliott Wave Basics course, access to weekly live streams and extra content overall. Thank you for your support. Let's get into the charts next. So here we are now on 1 hour time frame, and today again focusing on this more recent and local price action, as this has the potential of being done this previous move. Now, the previous move, we had a couple of different ideas for that. The bullish scenario would be that we had some kind of five-way move in here, having this as the top or something, and now we'd be looking for price to correct, coming down to the 38.2, 50% or 61.8. Again, those are the main targets. Currently, we have already come down to the 23.6 and 38 in time, comparing this first leg over here to the wave 2. So again, minimum time has already been completed. However, we have not hit the 38.2, which I definitely want to be seen for that wave 2. Now, there's a couple of different ways of looking and interpreting this structure over here, so we're going to be diving into those a bit later on. But before, again, we're still within this same short that we've been talking about for quite some time now. Now, the best scenario, instead of a five-way move, this can definitely be labeled in 3. Why? Is because, again, this allows us to get an A, B, and the C extension going beyond the 0.618. Again, that 0.618 is the extension of this wave A pivoted from this C wave here, as you see from here. So, again, it is definitely possible that this whole thing is an ABC. It definitely has a very decent look here as well, if you were just looking at the overall structure of it from the pivot point perspective. And again, at this point, we would be still looking for lower prices potentially. Not sure how this would be really applicable for the bear scenarios. We are still within this 1.618 retracement of this move here, so there is still that potential where we had this idea where we have a potential A wave here, then this would be the B wave and then C wave. However, this is very impulsive in time. So again, comparing this to this means that generally B is not supposed to be this impulsive. However, again, we did not go beyond the 1.618 here as of yet. Now, generally on RSI, we don't want to be seeing this taking out the origin of that flat structure, and we don't see that here. And we do have that divergence, which is again giving us some kind of signals that this is still in the table, this ABC structure. Now, the third and last thing that we were talking before was this diagonal. Now, I mentioned last time, if we take out this low here, once more, there's no point of looking at this and keeping this diagonal count on the table anymore. And we have now done it. We have taken out the lows here. So again, for that reason, I'm just going to delete that count. It never was a really good looking count after we created this low here. And again, after that one, we had a three-way structure up. So again, not really looking too good for that. So again, that is gone now. Now, let's zoom into the smaller time frames and see what we have from these highs of around the 22nd of March. If we are looking at this one, I think Momo mentioned this as well on Discord. Shout out to him. So a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It would be a very shallow diagonal. So there is a chance that this is the third wave here is actually not finished. Now, if we are looking at the extension targets here, we can see that we are coming right into the 1-to-1. Now, again, if we go beyond the 1-to-1 here, it would be more sensible to have this as a wave 3 of a expanding diagonal. However, again, I don't really like those at all. And at this scenario, we would have to do something like this. And I don't really think that is going to be likely. If we are going to be taking out especially this kind of a trend line here, I would be expecting this to be something else, more like the corrective structure that I'm going to be talking about in a bit. But this is still possible. Original Elliott Wave book is suggesting again that all the subsequent wave structures should be smaller than the previous. However, again, as if the wave 1 here is already this size in time, again, we can't use this in time comparison to that wave 1 in any case. So sometimes I feel like I need to be a bit modifying this to, again, give it a bit better look and structure. However, I would still be accepting this if we are still to be creating a couple of lows. Why am I thinking of couple lows? Is because, again, I think this is a potential first structure here. This can be definitely labeled in some kind of expanding diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to be measuring those on yourself, you can go and do that. And then this would be a 3-way structure up. And then again, potential 1, 2, 1, 2, and coming down. Why am I thinking 1, 2, 1, 2? Is because, again, we had a 5-way structure here, 3-way up, and then looking for a partner leg for this origin structure here. So as we had this as a structure like this, there is definitely a chance that this is going to be some kind of 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, RSI is not saying anything about this being a 1, 2 like that. So that's why I do still think that it is possible to have a 1, 2, 1, 2. And based on the extension targets here, we go well past the 2.618 here for the local structure of this move. And that is the reason, again, why I'm not really thinking that this is an ABC, or it has to be an ABC. More likely this is going to be a third wave or something, and this consolidation here is the wave 4, and we're going to be taking out that low at least once more to create this kind of 5-way structure. Again, not the best look, but that's what we got to deal with. Again, one low at least would be based on this diagonal count that we have here. Now, that would be the very much more bearish scenario, and again, that would be fitting the bear idea here, where this was a end of a C wave, and we would be looking for that higher degree WXY, or an ABC, sorry, ABC here. I should relabel this, because that was originally WXY based on these structures here, but ABC overall, where C wave again is always a 5-way move, and the expectation here is a 5-way move down. And if this turns out to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a diagonal, we'd be looking for a retracement and then a structure like that coming down. But that is again way out in the horizon. We need to be getting this structure finished even before we are going to be talking about the potential trade setups here. But that's the more bearish count. Let's take a look at the more corrective structure over here, and how did I subdivide everything that I had for the diagonal count as well. Now again, as diagonal is potentially all in 3 waves, it can be labeled like this. We were looking at this, I think, on the previous structure or previous videos, but let's look at that again. Smaller time frame. Again, how I labeled this is a 3-way structure into W, 3 ways into X, and then again a 3-way structure into wave Y. Again, it's a bit extended this wave Y, but again, I don't really see this being a very nice looking 5-wave structure, so that's why I'm liking and labeling it more as a 3. And again, as this is a 3-way structure, I've labeled this whole thing as a wave W, based on the fact that this structure over here did not take out these. There is a chance that we had a structure finishing here and we just have this truncation. That is completely possible. However, as we have now taken out these lows and these lows, the expectation that this structure is finished here is not really too sensible for me. And then again, we would have this as a 3-way structure coming down within this wave Y, 3 ways up, and then looking for either this as an ABC or again that same structure that we had on that diagonal, where we had this as a B, and then looking for C, where we would be looking for one more low here at least. I feel like the ABC structure is a bit better than this larger ABC, rather than this one, just based on the extensions that I showed you previously. But again, you can be the judge of that, whether that fits your picture or not. Now, how does this fit even if we were to create one more low here, what does this fit as a bearish or more bullish scenario? And I don't really think I have any scenarios for that. So, because again, we have to refer these to higher degree wave structures, I don't think this is enough for the bull count. Again, we would have to extend all the way to 25.3k for me to become more bullish. And again, that starts to go more into the towards at least towards the 1.6 minute extension. So if this of course extends more, we could be in that well, I don't want to be saying that we have a 1 2 here, then this would be another 1 2 3 4 5 3 4 5, because again that does not really fit other than the more bearish scenario. But based on the structure that we had here originally, that's why I'm leaning more towards the diagonal count for the original bear count. And this structure over here, this more corrective structure, is something that I'm tracking, but I don't really have a higher time frame count that it fits to. So I just wanted to make that clear. But I think those are the things that I'm watching. Again, we need to be seeing how this develops, and if it does what we want it to do, then we can take or start to think of the trade setups. And again, more information about those potentially on Discords on the CTC and the Patreon one. But yeah, again, if you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes and comments. Again, if you want to educate yourself, check out the course on Udemy and the Patreon, where we do weekly live streams, and all your assets you want to be covered should be there as well. But yeah, that is going to do it. Check out CTC as well. All the links in the description. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye bye.